Every family has a legend. Ours was Grandma's apple pie. It was a recipe whispered through generations, perfected over decades. But what if the secret ingredient wasn't cinnamon or nutmeg, but something far, far more sinister? Growing up, my grandmother, Martha, was the heart of our family. Her home, nestled deep in the quiet countryside, always smelled of baked apples, warm spices, and an undeniable sense of peace. But above all, it was her apple pie. It wasn't just a dessert, it was an institution. Every holiday, every birthday, every family gathering revolved around that pie. Its crust was perfectly flaky, its filling sweet and tangy, and its aroma was a comfort that promised warmth and belonging. Grandma Martha herself was a picture of benevolent wisdom, her eyes twinkling, her hands flour-dusted and strong. Yet, looking back, there was always a subtle enigma about her, especially concerning her prized recipe. She'd never let anyone truly help with the pie, not really. She'd allow us to peel apples, but the mixing, the seasoning, and the final touches were her sacred, solitary ritual. As I grew older, a tiny, almost imperceptible crack began to appear in that perfect, nostalgic image. It started with little things. A hushed conversation I overheard between my aunts one Thanksgiving, mentioning Grandma's unusual methods, and a quick, fearful glance at her. Then there was the strange glint I sometimes caught in her eyes when someone praised the pie. It was Aunt Pride, but something else. Something possessive. I remember one summer staying with her. I snuck into her pantry, hoping to find a secret stash of cookies. Instead, tucked away on a top shelf behind rows of preserves, I found a small, antique wooden box. It was locked, and a faint metallic scent clung to it. My childish curiosity was piqued, then quickly overshadowed by Grandma's stern, sudden appearance at the pantry door. Her smile was gone. "Some things," she'd said, her voice unusually low, "are best left undisturbed." The true catalyst came years later. Grandma Martha's health began to decline, and my mother asked me to help clean out some of her older things, a painful but necessary task. In the dusty, seldom-used corner of her kitchen, I found a locked drawer in her old baking table. It wasn't the same wooden box, but the same faint metallic scent was present. My heart hammered with a mixture of dread and morbid fascination. I found the key hidden beneath a loose floorboard nearby, a key so old it was almost black with grime. With trembling hands, I unlocked the drawer. Inside, nestled among faded recipes and dried herbs, was an old leather-bound journal. It wasn't a cookbook, but a diary, and beneath it, carefully wrapped in yellowed muslin, was a small, dried, oddly shaped bone. The journal entries were sparse at first, detailing harvests and family events. But as I flipped further, the handwriting became erratic, the entries darker. References to the earth's bounty and sacrifices for flavor became more frequent. Then I found an entry from decades ago, detailing a particularly bad winter, famine, and a desperate solution to keep the family strong, to ensure sustenance. It spoke of the ultimate offering and the special ingredient that no one would ever suspect. My blood ran cold. The bone, the metallic scent, the way Grandma always insisted on being alone for the final mix. That night, I couldn't sleep. The family was gathering the next day, and Grandma, despite her frailty, had insisted on making the pie. I waited until the house was utterly silent, the only sound the distant hoot of an owl. Driven by a horrifying certainty, I crept down to the kitchen. There it was, cooling on the counter, the familiar golden brown crust. But next to it, on a small blood-stained cutting board, was a cleaver and a small ceramic bowl. And in that bowl, it wasn't apples, it wasn't spices, but something gray, fibrous, and unmistakably human. A dried, almost mummified piece of flesh, minced and ready to be blended into the next batch. My stomach lurched. The aroma of baked apples now seemed to curdle in my throat. Every comforting memory of that pie, of Grandma's love, shattered into a million grotesque pieces. The ultimate ingredient, the horrifying truth. I stumbled back, my mind reeling, a silent scream trapped in my chest. I didn't confront her. How could I? How could I accuse the woman who had embodied love and family for decades of such an unspeakable act? The next day, the family gathered, oblivious. Grandma, pale but resolute, served the pie. Every slice, every cheerful bite was a torment for me. I watched them, my family, savoring the taste, celebrating a tradition built on terror. I ate my own slice, forcing myself, the taste of apples and cinnamon now forever tainted with the phantom metallic tang of unspeakable horror. The secret was mine now, a gruesome burden that separated me from everyone I loved. Grandma Martha passed away peacefully a few months later, taking her dark secret with her, or so everyone thought. But I knew, and I would forever taste it. The pie is still made, passed down through the family, a symbol of heritage and love. But for me, it's a chilling reminder of how deeply secrets can be buried, how far devotion can stretch into depravity, and how the most comforting traditions can hide the most monstrous truths. What would you do if your family's beloved tradition was built on such a gruesome secret? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below and tell me, how would you have reacted? Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy stories that explore the darkness hidden in plain sight, make sure to like and subscribe for more.